have been against Saudi Arabia.
The whole what could have been is a conversation we get to have in the future, because right now we are straight into the draft phase. Game number 1 between Jordan and Palestine. The debut for Palestine on the main stage. We'll see what they can do.
You know what I love about watching West Asia right now is we're seeing their own unique meta really develop. We see the Zac, how much priority that has had throughout our games.
So much priority.
Which is crazy because no other region we see that from. We just haven't seen that when we were watching East Asia, Southeast Asia. It's only really here.
The Lee Sin band away as well as the Cassiopeia. Definitely starting off in an odd way, to say the least. Now, we know that Jundat has played the Lee Sin. Not something you would
but the Lee Sin over Kindred, that's the thing.
Never ban.
Right. That's the thing. And I think it's Palestine fearing what could happen early game. It's purely them saying, we know that Jundat can play that. We don't want them to play very aggressively right out of the gates. And even taking the Wukong. The Wukong, better ban. I think that one is more appropriate.
And I mean, if it's going to be the Kindred with it, maybe it does limit the champion pool of Jundat.
No, it doesn't.
I know. Let me finish my sentence.
Nope.
He's going to play, oh no, I'm stuck with Vi.
I'm stuck with Vi, Maokai,
Yeah.
and the Heckram he played before. Oh man, there's so many options still left for me. The Blitzcrank actually going to be the final ban here by Jordan.
Never mad at a Blitzcrank ban. Now I know that we to be fair, I like Blitzcrank ban 4-5. I don't like Blitzcrank ban in the first 3.
I just don't like Blitzcrank ban because that means he's not in the game.
Fair.
Yeah. That's why I don't like it. It's like, I like watching a good Blitzcrank.
That's actually true, and you can be very creative with the Blitzcrank. So
yeah.
And it's not going to be the Kindred.
Okay, Kindred and Nico.
So choices are plenty.
Yeah.
Curious to see both teams.
I'm curious to see what Jordan pick here. Do they go for that Kindred first lock-in or the Melio? I know I was talking to Butcher, and I was talking to him in the lobby, and he was saying how free it is. Like, I don't have to do much. I land soccer ball, I miss it, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I'm here for shield and the cozy campfire, and occasionally I have to press ult.
He's ranged either way, just sits back and throws those abilities on allies. The response is going to be a Senna, and I tell you what, it could be a Cho'Gath, it could be a Scion, it could be anything that you would like to play. Galio is my personal favorite. We've seen Gragas with a Senna. We will see where Palestine chooses to go. And we'll see if it's Yusef or Skip playing it as... Okay, so this is actually something they have played before.
Yes.
It'll be the second time we see the Cho'Gath and the Senna. Now, admittedly, it was a loss. I'm still excited to see what it can do. However, a Cho'Gath into a Melio with another ranged champion picked with this Melio is probably going to take a lot of damage in the laning phase.
Actually, it wasn't even them that played it. It was played against them. Kingdom of Saudi Arabia were the ones that played the Senna Cho'Gath.
They learned their lesson.
Yeah, they learned, and they were the ones that played that. That was the game they played Cassiopeia, Pantheon.
Right, yes, of course. The classic response to the Cho'Gath Senna. That's how you know.
I'm just clarifying things for everyone.
Looking forward to seeing Jordan lock that one in, put the Melio in mid lane with attack speed.
Don't give them ideas at the moment.
I can't give them ideas, but they can ban Blitzcrank. Kindred going to get locked in. Makes obvious sense. If you look at Jordan, they want to play it.
Yeah, I mean, obvious. Now they got double marksman in their comp. Casper could play that Tristana, or they could just send that to Invincible in the mid lane. Still something that can go for Static Shiv, and we've really seen that Invincible has been got his finger on the pulse of the meta with a lot of that stuff. Really trying to go for the abusing of the really powerful items like Static Shiv.
And it's just funny to me that we have a Lee Sin ban into a Kindred pick. What is one of the best champions into Kindred?
Poppy.
Yes. Sure.
Not Lee Sin? Oh.
Lee Sin is one of the best champions because you kick her out of the ult, right? And you have lethal. They are low health, so the Sonic Wave means you are, and then Q2 with the resonating strike and just lock them down.
Yeah, I'm just not good at those guessing games.
Oh, man, I was going to say it, though. You didn't have to say it. Yeah, but you went and threw the Poppy out. Their Poppy does stop the dashes, stops the Tristana and the Kindred from being able to dash, which is nice for the grounded effect. Also really nice comboing with the Cho'Gath and a Senna for that.
Yeah.
But beyond that, it is just going to be the potential skirmishing heavy Poppy.
And I'm really curious if it's going to be Palestine on that Poppy as well, or if we'll continue to see that Palestine are just going to go with wacky things. They're going to send that top lane, or we just don't see her anymore.
Yeah, anything's possible, realistically.
With Palestine, yeah.
Yeah, Olaf, Ragus ban. They're banning away things that they should be picking into the Kindred. Malphite and Akali. Okay, so
Eco's still open.
plenty of choices. So many choices.
Cassante can easily be taken here, but looking at Palestine, with how wacky they've been with all their picks, it's so hard to predict exactly what they're going to go for. If they go for something a little bit safer, I mean, this team, that is a lot of tanky members on their team, and really falling back onto Senna being the late game scaler.
So they haven't revealed their mid laner though, and that is the last remaining piece of this puzzle, right? So
right.
What is it that they could pick that actually gives them late game win conditions against a very clearly good scaling composition here? All they're really missing is Zero playing a tank, and Cassante is a carry tank.
There it is.
As his own matchup. In my head, the answer is still Azir. I feel like you can't do something like a Corking or the Syndra as well unless you get to rush the Hex Drinker maybe. But it can be playable. We just don't know if Ajbar plays it.
Right. Kind of looking at
Victor.
what Ajbar... Oh! LeBlanc.
Okay.
I think. Yeah, that is going to be LeBlanc. I'm just curious to see if Ajbar is going to be a static Shiv abuser as well.
LeBlanc can work. I mean, like, again, you look at the opponent team here from Jordan, their tankiness is near zero, especially in team fights once Cassante's used that all-out mode. And LeBlanc provides a lot of damage. You know, Emilio has heals, but is not a healer. Is probably the easiest way to explain it. We'll wait for these swaps to be finished before I lose my mind. But as it stands, I don't mind LeBlanc. LeBlanc and a Syndra is also kind of this weird handshake lane, this handshake matchup.
That's Cho'Gath mid.
Yep.
That's Cho'Gath mid.
Yep.
That's Cho'Gath mid.
Unless they switch positions.
Okay, that is possible. We have been seeing a lot of teams kind of swap up roles. And we just saw earlier, S3 and Chill swapping it up a little bit.
Yeah, lots of role swaps. We saw S3 Chill switch it up. Our last game, we saw 3 different positional switches as well.
It is possible. It is perfectly possible that Ajbar is going to go into the bot lane. But as it stands at the moment, the team compositions, I am expecting Ajbar to go into the bot lane with Yosef. Play that Senna Cho'Gath does have power, especially into low range. Tristana early is going to be something you can abuse as Senna Cho.
And Tristana has got this really weird interaction with Cho'Gath. So Tristana can jump out of the Rupture, but you have to time it so well that you need to already be hit by the Rupture by the time the animation starts getting buffed. But if you do it too early, you get cancelled instead. And Senna also throws a spanner into the works for that 2v2, right? If the W connects, if the root's about to land, you have to jump prior. So it's actually really possible that Ajbar and Yusef, assuming they are laning together, will be able to make that work very successfully. Melio, of course, expert of denial.
And that's going to be the big thing, is that Melio, level 6, Breath of Life, can breathe life into Jordan. Team Jordan, Team Palestine, both of them loading up onto the Rift. Our first look at Team Palestine on the main stage here. While Team Jordan, we've gotten to know quite well in their gameplay so far. Looking like the clear second team in the West Asian group. But at the moment, not seeing... Oh, actually, wait a minute. Hello. Hello there. Everyone's grouped up as Palestine. Jundut's got to spot this one out. Dodge is away from the Rupture as well. Team Palestine, I do respect the attempt, but gain nothing for it.
So quick stock take here as well. Of course, once the scoreboard comes up, we'll probably get a little bit more confirmation of this, but...
Oh, I see Ignite and I see TP.
Exactly.
And so, yeah, again, it screams that Ajbar and Skip are swapping. Yep, and look at the pathing right now. Cho'Gath going to bot lane. Ajbar is going to be with the Senna as expected. So, more role swaps that we have here for our West Asian group.
Yeah, so Ignite Cho'Gath.
Love it.
With the exhaust on Senna.
Don't know about the exhaust.
0 sustain, except for the Cho'Gath passive and Senna Q. Of course, they have that. But I mean, for fighting themselves, there's going to be no sustain summoners, no heal, no cleanse, no ghost, right? No barrier if they wanted to stay alive. Tristana has a lot of burst, and Milio accentuates that and actually makes it even larger. they are going to be so reliant on having control in that lane. I feel like the Ignite helps them get that control, but they're going to be very reliant on that being the case. Cho'Gath can also push pretty decently, to be honest, and like again, compared to other champions that go bot lane and farm while the center supports, Cho is probably the safest of the melee characters because he can get health back with every last hit.
Yeah. And I'm expecting to see them look for that level 2, but at the moment, does seem that Casper and Butcher are getting the better end of it at the moment. They'll in fact get level 2, forcing Ashbar and Yosef to play a little further back. Might even call Palestine down here to look for an early play.
Wouldn't be opposed to it. Red buff straight down here has done his 3 camps. So it's going to be 2 camps rather. So it's going to be quite predictable in regards to timing. Right, full clear into gank timings. Wards you would expect to come down. Mid lane trading very aggressively here. Corrupting Potion once again from Invincible. Seems like that is his staple. Never goes to anything else.
Oh,
predictable, but look at Jundat.
Palestine already using this, using the block there. Not going to get the dash canceled, but Jundat, like you called out, getting the flash out of Palestine, following it up with his own flash, but it's right in the middle of the bot lane of Palestine. So him and Butcher and Casper got to be careful, even if they've got Palestine pushed back towards their turret.
Huge wave that crashes though, so if they don't pressure under this turret, then Cho'Gath's going to have all of his HP back. So they want to be there, they want to harass, they want to stop you from lasting for free. Jundat going to find Poppy in trouble.
And he's going to go blind into that one. That's going to be a solo bolo first blood Palestine for Palestine.
Yeah, Jundat face checking. Palestine, quite simple lockdown. Jundat even freaking out, using the dash to try and get to safety, but is denied by the W. Poppy stops you, Poppy grounds you. Now you have to go back to your room and think about it until you respawn.
Yeah, and this gives Palestine a little bit of freedom, but it was spotted off by that ward, taking the Scuttle Crab in the bot lane.
It's just crossing to the top scuttle here from the looks of it.
Yeah, but you can't take it. Look at how low Skip is. Even with TP back into lane, Invincible can rotate down sooner.
I do feel like Invincible's got 0 mana himself, so it is this interesting conversation on like what do you value more, and I think LeBlanc wants to catch those minions.
Exactly.
Desperately.
So that is going to be a free Mark 2 for Jundat early into the game. 4 stacks going to be so critical. Bot lane, Casper did take that Rupture. Try to fight back against Ashbar as they flash forward with Ignite ticking and going to pick up the kill, but it's traded back. Melio now 1v1 against Yosef. Doesn't have any mana to actually do much again.
Supports will stay standing. Tristana is going to respawn very shortly and start running back with those home guards. Look at the size of this wave. Butcher ideally catches this. We won't get to see if he does or not. We'll watch the trade one more time. Quite simply, they walk up, they Ignite, they auto-attack. Ajbar uses his Ignite auto, walks away, feigns it, I suppose, and then flashes back in to get another auto-attack off to find lethal. But that flash back in actually secures his own demise.
But it is still the Cho'Gath, the one that is farming, getting the kill in the bot lane, while Tristana didn't get it.
Yes.
So that is actually going to help out a little bit for Palestine, especially in this bot lane. Because you talked about how it is technically a little safe. They have built-in heals. He has a Zenna and Cho'Gath bot lane. And we've already seen that they've been getting a lot of pressure. That's why Butcher rushing the Oblivion Orb.
Yeah, really trying to deny any kind of healing and can constantly harass, I suppose, as well. Probably is looking to have a large influence in that lane. Invincible 5 to 6. Trying to utilize that advantage that he currently had. See if he can push this wave in. Would not be mad to see movement towards the bottom lane once again. Drake is available, but a kill bottom is more important. The Poppy doing what you would expect. Summonerless bottom lane and a wave pushing, and the Kindred has to come.
Dashing nice steadfast presence completely denies Casper's escape for a free kill for Palestine.
They're just not respecting the pace with which Palestine is getting these ganks off. Jundat is going to be here, will actually be able to collect a lot of this wave, but so far, so good for the Palestine squad.
For a team that's been struggling off stage as well, maybe that's what they kind of needed. A little bit more pressure put on them. So I know there's players that, when it comes to those clutch moments, perform a lot better than they would normally.
It's a nice combo from the Poppy more than anything else, right? Tristana is going to have a bad day in the office against Poppy, full stop. And just like that, the Cho'Gath might not hit the Rupture, but the rest is there. This is not going to stun.
Flash away, unleash power onto Skip.
Yusuf is here.
Yusuf being here, not getting the root though. Last embrace went wide.
Skip staying very low on HP, though, is going to have to base is without teleport. Seeing the Syndra push this wave, he may even try to stay. The Syndra doesn't use a single ability until the LeBlanc is gone, and will then one-tap the wave. Very nicely done. Controlling this mid 1v1. Bringing 3 people mid, but Invincible still retains.
Yeah, only burning his flash, which kind of sucks to add to the Syndra, but you survive, you crash the wave on top of it, with Skip gaining nothing for it.
Meanwhile, a lane we haven't spoken about much. We come back up here for about 5 seconds apiece, but look at the CS difference between Crunk and Zero.
Yeah. Zero's getting such a good lane here.
Poor Crunk just picked little old Orange, just trying to scale in that lane. That is a jump.
Jasper, that is a jump if I've ever seen one. Right onto Ashbar. Got a lot of damage onto this Cho'Gath. He's only level 5, but after this wave, should hit 6.
And just so much poke and harass from this Milio as well, denying a bit of the heal there, just so casually. I have to imagine that the dot output is from Casper, not from Butcher for the Grievous Wounds application.
Yeah. I would imagine so too.
Yeah. One of those weird interactions. I would imagine Grievous Wounds doesn't actually take effect unless Butcher's dealing damage directly himself. But either way, they are pushing this bottom lane. They're controlling this bottom lane. It is a 0-2 Tristana, but they have the push. At all times, they have the push.
And they constantly will, even with the nice knockup there from Ashbar.
Ashbar 6 with Ignite.
But you can see right there, the shields do make it a little bit difficult to actually commit fully, especially when you don't have flash for that flash devour.
Isn't that going to take the Herald? Look at the cross map here from Palestine. Looking towards the Drake. Yusef has been with Palestine for the past, I don't know how long, a jump in. Oh,
you jump
man.
in and he's got Beast. You always got to fear that even with the shields, they got Ignite ticking on you. Minions helping out. No! Triumph stack. Casper, he's not out of the woodworks. He will die, but he does take 1-for-1 with it.
It's actually crazy that he got that kill and managed to almost get out with his life. That was through a Syndra ultimate. That was an Ignite. That was a full feast as well. Mid skirmishing.
A little bit of skirmish.
Skip no Ignite, so kill threat not there.
Right. That's going to be the big tell there in mid lane, but let's go to the bot lane play.
Just jumps in, just kites, right? Manages to dodge out on that center ult just barely. The Rupture misses, and then Ghost into the bush. The cannon almost killed him before he got the Triumph proc. But eventually, Palestine got here. What does that mean? It means this Drake that they were going to be doing got cancelled. They went straight bottom for the play instead. And so the slowing down of this objective being taken, it's like a whole extra minute of time that they spend bottom.
It also means that Ashbar doesn't actually get the feast stack off of it either, like
True.
you really would want to have. So instead, he has to wait off that cooldown. Probably just going to have to use that feast on a minion. You only have so many of them.
The amount of times we've seen this Poppy come bottom at the same time as the Kindred being right at the Krugs but not actually at the play is crazy. Like this coincidence of timing, it feels like.
Speaking of things that look familiar, mid lane, Invincible with no flash. Jumped on by Palestine, knocked up as well by the Hammer. Keeper's verdict, but he's kiting back the best he can.
Ooh.
Invincible waiting it out, and Skip wants to get on top of him.
Palestine
He's got
too
flash.
quick. He's got water walking. Nice. Stop chasing.
Yeah, and look at that. Zero there to defend him as well.
No, but even if Zero's there to defend, Crunk comes down and uses the ult. They just don't want to.
Feels like they're a little worried, especially with how low Skip was. Maybe that was the call. They decided to go back mid. They lose out in the Scuttle Crab. They lose out on that kill on the Invincible as well.
They made their decision. Their decision was not for the kill. A 3-0 Poppy still, however, running around is going to be quite an issue, especially for this Tristana.
It's also going to be an issue for Palestine if they can't get that gold into someone like Skip, who's been farming up, but he is starting to slowly fall behind Invincible. And there's going to be a point where, as Syndra, into a LeBlanc, you just hold on to your Scatter the Weak at every point, and then once you see Distortion, boom, dead.
Yeah, it makes life a lot easier. It is one of those lanes where, like, in terms of the actual 1v1, LeBlanc doesn't get to play directly through the minion wave. Oftentimes, you can't actually clear the wave if the Syndra is there.
Yep.
It's way too easy to hit the QE combo, right? Scatter the Weak in the face. So you start playing on angles, you start playing sideways, you get more creative. Nothing creative about what's happening up here, though.
No, Zero just absolutely dominating this top lane. Nearly four plates taken without a single gank. And the first gank is Palestine. And look at that. Zero completely negates that, even having the Ornhorn go wide.
Yeah, Crunk having a real shocker so far. Zero in the face of 2 is going to step up, tank another turret shot, probably stop that recall as well. Bot lane skirmishing, Rupture connects.
That's going to be the shield from Warm Hugs, and Last Breath as well to get Casper out of dodge because he was nearly rooted there. The top lane, Jundet had shown up to try to make sure this back wasn't going to happen, and that's going to be Lancer's Fight coming out with a lot of damage, and the all-out over the wall, and Poppy will die, shut down by Zero. Zero Blast going back into the fight.
Looks for another one, but Crunk's just going to disengage back to the turret. Bot lane, Casper has died to Yusef. They are under the turret. They do end up getting the ADC of Jordan. Thankfully, a second AD carry is making an impact on the top side of the map. And a 60 CS difference in this lane, Magical, is
that's going to be the tower gone,
substantial.
Zero, he didn't have a single gank until it was a counter gank in the top lane. As we take a look at the replay, it is the bot lane play, the aftermath of what we saw.
And this is where we stopped looking. And you thought it's fine, but the flash forward, the flash gets matched. Do they stay?
Oh, they stay.
They choose to stay under the turret. Yusef changes his mind, comes back down. Rupture does not connect. Ghost is used. Senna just crits.
Yep.
That sometimes is just the way it goes.
As mid lane, Skip did get the kill on Invincible. Will survive as well. Gets out of there with a help out there from Yusef, so Palestine are actually finding a lot of wins across the map. It's just top lane that is not having a fun time.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy that you look at the kills right now, you look at the CS on average, and except for top lane, they probably are ahead in gold, but they're about 2,000, 1,000 gold down at the moment. A lot of that has to be through here.
Oh, yeah.
Zero without ult, otherwise he might have all-out moded over that wall. Just controlling. Crunk has to base. If he doesn't teleport, the tower is gone.
If he does teleport, I think the tower is gone.
Yeah, and if he does teleport, he doesn't get to play with the rest of his team.
Right, it's another catch-22 here. He TPs to the top lane, but that's demolished. You arrive and it's gone.
Well done. It was difficult to take the turret prior to this because Zero also has the Sunfire cape, and Ornn can just proc that one under the structure. Bottom fighting once again. There's an ult from Butcher. That's
Breath of Life again on the Casper, but gets knocked up by Rupture. Rocket jump away, slowed down, and look at Palestine. He is looking for a potential play, but Jundet will spot him in the river, so that's why Yusef pathing up towards a potential skirmish around Dragon.
Jundet and Palestine going to find one another. Mid lane priority seems to be belonging to Jordan here, as well as the Syndra pushes this one in, but it is Palestine that start the Drake. This Tristana has got a completed mythic item. It's not that relative to the Cho'Gath, he is weak by any means. Jundet looking to dash in, it's too late.
There's the Devour, there's the Feast that we expected, and denying the dash over the wall. Poppy makes sure that is a nice kill for Ashbar.
Well done from Palestine. They'll get themselves another kill. The objective goes their way as well. The Rift spawns, and we're not surprised at this point.
Yeah, I know, another Chemtech
crazy. Zero being engaged on. You know what? Doesn't matter. We're going to watch the replay. Doesn't get the smite. He dies next to the wall. The Feast takes him down. Let's look at what happens out of this replay.
Yeah, that's where we're going to see a little bit of action the moment we come back.
Jundet is the only one that died. Zero was being chased. It seems like he'd walked away.
Yeah, he died at the beginning before the replay,
yeah.
So not actually anything impactful, so maybe it was a good idea we saw that after all.
I heard the horn, man. The horn had sounded. I needed to know.
Yeah, at this rate right now, Crunk is not feeling too good, but Invincible fighting against Skip mid lane nearly takes him down. The burn from Leandres is not, it is enough to make sure that even in a 2v1, it is a 1-4-1.
Just barely is going to be enough. Palestine now finds himself at Cassante, is threatening the dash against the wall, and by pressing S actually baits the abilities out of Zero. This is the most nothing of a fight I've ever seen.
Yeah, and now with all-out used by Zero onto Palestine, Butcher on the other side to try to defend him, dashing back towards his team, but the Rupture onto two people, using the ult from Senna. Zero, he has the shield and dashes away. They still may be threatening a fight as Casper's on the other side. He jumps in, and they got the resets onto Ashbar, but his body blocked with the steadfast version out of Palestine.
Yeah, steadfast presence a little bit too clutch. Poppy honestly a little bit too strong in this draft overall. But Jordan still finding their kills. Gold extends to 2,000 between them. And meanwhile, Crunk unable to find a lick of an advantage. just trying to catch up. Objectives will fall here as well. Jordan's back in the driver's seat in this game, but still some strength there for the Palestine squad.
Before Jordan, they got some crucial gold onto Casper. He's been 1-4, now 2-4. Then getting that turret mid lane. He's going to bounce back in a pretty massive way, especially when we see his next recall.
Even relative to his lane opponent, the Cho'Gath, he's been pretty much ahead the entire time. That's the part that is always, when you're watching it, crazy, but on sounds the horn.
Flash away from Invincible, but got to be careful because Palestine's nearby. Got of the week is still up. Kronk takes a lot of damage. He kills, and he's looking for Kronk, who is just not tanky. You built to itemize up against the matchup in 0, and Invincible, you could have gone for that, I think. You had the cooldowns to beat Palestine.
I think he might have been able to. There was reinforcements moving their way down. Perhaps that was just called by Jordan, and they miscalculated how far away they were going to be. Flash comes in. There is absolutely no reason to follow this once the Flash had connected. The Q misses. Nice dodges from Invincible. Hits the double stun. And Kronk gets put to sleep. And then Palestine gets slowed here. And that was all she wrote. I mean, again, bit of proactivity. Not mad at the attempt. But after the Flash was gone, that was it.
Yeah. Sometimes it's about learning when to back off, right? You get the Flash, you're like, perfect. We can rinse and repeat that later on when he's a little bit further away from his tower so that we can find that play. But because you died there, it gave Invincible more power that the rest of Jordan can now exert over Palestine, because we look at how Jundat is now trying to control Palestine in the jungle.
Kronk teleports bottom here as well to deal with this Syndra who is split pushing, so teleport advantage distinctly belonging to Jordan here across the board. So many options for them to play around the map right now. Unfortunately, not many objectives just yet that they could consider. They have a Herald 2 summon.
Look at Jundat. He wants that fight so bad.
He'll be hunting for Yusef.
Exactly, the squishy member. Palestine's going to be a bit difficult to cut through right now. The big
Poppy hunting herself was looking for Jundat. Blue buff going to be taken away here as well. I'd like to see this go to Skip.
As would I, but it can't be shared. So, nope, Skip not going to get it.
Not even going to Skip.
Not even going to Skip. Going to Cho'Gath instead. Actually, I don't necessarily hate that.
Yeah, you know.
Cho'Gath has pretty good wave clear, high mana cost, so I don't necessarily hate it. The LeBlanc is definitely the optimal person.
Just is what it is, right?
Yeah, it is what it is.
It's nothing.
Same bot lane. It is what it is.
But this should break. So, yeah, like for Jordan again, Herald to summon, it just goes bottom. They break this.
I think Invincible just solo kills him again.
Broken. Absolutely executed. They don't even need to summon the Herald. That could be a 2-turret play if they want to. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah, it's just a matter of time. Wait out the minions. Another wave. That's going to be a turret taken. Dragon on the board. It would be the first one for Jordan since Palestine did secure the previous 2.
See if they choose to move here to contest this one. Palestine walks his way into the river, sees that it is being done. 3,000 health. Poppycock the connects.
Out one. Looking for Jundat. Jundat has the smite with Lamb's Respite. Not going to be able to take that dragon. Instead, it's going to be Invincible on the other side. Trying to get a little bit of damage. Kindred smite secure out of the pit as well.
Absolutely baited into that one so nicely.
Oh,
Jordan,
they truly are baited into this one, because Zero has one hell of a flank right onto Yusef. No escape can be mounted even for Palestine. You thought you were tanky, but the rocket jump forward with the buster shot kill for Casper.
So many kills go their way, and it starts with a really nice Lamb's Respite. Herald gets summoned in mid. 2 members gone from the Palestine squad. And Zero, I don't think, cares that there's 3 people here.
Look at that. Undeterred. Doesn't care. Call of the Forge God used on only Zero. All that attention, the Devour the Beast will be there, but the rest of the team can collapse. They've taken a turret. That's going to be a second charge from Shelly mid lane.
And there might have been a world they stuck it out in mid lane and continued to push. They had some time on their side, but why do that when we can just go straight to the Baron?
This is limit testing if I've ever seen it from Jordan.
Certainly pushing it. They've got enough sustain. They've got enough damage. It seems like they'll be perfectly fine. If they don't break mid, instead they will get themselves a Baron buff. No contest. You can see Palestine not moving.
Do you even wait it out? I was wondering, do you wait the 10 seconds? Do you just have that kind of confidence?
That would be so high.
Oh, it would be. Just wait it out the 10 seconds, see if you can. But right now, ooh, Casper takes a lot of damage. Skip.
Yeah.
Skip is still LeBlanc.
Well, it's not the Shiv LeBlanc.
It's not the Shiv LeBlanc, but it's still LeBlanc.
Yes, which means a lot of burst right now, right? That one item spike, perhaps he's so used to playing with Invincibles, LeBlanc, that he's like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
We watch this replay one more time. Zero does go down.
But so much huge just to kill him.
Exactly, right? Like the Cho'Gath Ignite, the Cho'Gath Ultimate does get the feast stack for what it's worth, but all of these things are used just to expend onto a tank. And very easily followed up with from the rest of Jordan.
Also, just realize that Ashbar is really committing to the AP build on this Cho'Gath. Usually Everfrost into like more tanky route, just to have the everyone protect Yusuf as the Senna at this point in the game.
I guess they already have 2 tanks.
Yeah, I guess. But it's going to be difficult right now when you're losing your base. Butcher using Breath of Life to help out the team, but here's the call of the Forge God, only knocking up 1 Invincible, but nobody on top of Syndra. Instead, they're focused on Agenda, trying to get the double knockup as well. Nobody can do anything. And Frunk, you're pretty squishy as a tank goes. You die really quickly, and that's why Skip gave up his life for you to survive while they get the post into the wall and pick up the kill onto Casper. But Zero was not a part of any of this fight. He was in a side lane and can now join in flashing forward to look for Crunk, even if you get the shove from Palestine yet again. Zero, we talked about it before. It's so difficult to kill him. That's going to be the feats. Oh, it's not enough to take down Jundat inside of Islands. Right, and the pushback from Poppy will help him out. But underneath the Nexus turret, Invincible picks up a double kill. She looks for more as Palestine is so low. Same with Gronk, who barely survived before, waiting out the cooldowns. And Zero, undeterred, unstopped, and unmatched here in the base of Palestine.
Zero living his best life, 100 odd CS ahead. Jordan, 23 minutes into the game, will get themselves a very protracted team fight. Skip going to try and defend the base here, just gets stunned and is pushed back and deterred.
With all those minions too. Jordan going to take game 1 here against Palestine, even though Skip is going to try his best, especially against the tanky member of Zero and the support of Butcher.
Another respawn
but they should be able to finish this off. It's hard to kill Zero. Look at that, they're auto-attacking it, taking it down. Yes, they got it.
Dicey, but they